What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast, where we review movies and TV shows. I am one of your hosts. I am Jazz.
And I am Jason.
And we are back with our side quest reviews, where we are discussing Lioness Season 3, Episode 2, No Sorrow Like the Savior. So please be sure to check out our previous episode that we did for Episode 1, along with our other side quest reviews that we have for X-Men 97, Season 2. We also have House of the Dragon, Season 3. And then we are currently doing My Adventures with Superman Season 3 as well, along with our regular episodes that we drop every Tuesday. So please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review. All right, Jason, we are going to get started in present day. And I just want to say you were right when you mentioned last week of how we're going to see the events of when Joe was snatched up, as we're telling the story of going from past to present. And so I was curious about how the episode was going to flow, with this one opening up with seeing Joe going into this home and these men are pretty much searching her, similar to what they were doing with the Mark in episode 1. So with seeing this, and I didn't think it was going to get as detailed as we got in this scene, but like, what were your thoughts seeing how everything pretty much unfolded, what Joe was dealing with?
It's almost like a what goes around comes around type situation, where they went over into Ukraine and they took out the Mark from that previous episode, or that previous mission, to now her being at home. And she's being, well, basically was kidnapped from the house. She's taken there and she's stripped. They take her down, trying to figure out where the tracker is in her body. And I was curious, like, if she was going to hold up, like not break in that moment. But I think, they were doing things, sexually assaulting her, where she was just like, oh, not there. Yeah. She's like, yeah, I got to give it up. I got to give it up, because I ain't gonna be able to take that. So yeah, I think she did the right thing. She made the right call. But at the same time, I think it's all about trying to prolong the process as long as possible, because knowing that you have a tracker allows others to look or search or try to find you. So you try to prolong it as long as possible, but she was pretty much stripped naked. So it was nothing that she could do at that point. No weapons, gang of people, you're tied up. You just got to kind of give it up, or go through whatever torture they want to go forth with.
Yeah. And because she was just like, we don't do that. We don't do any kind of trackers. And it was just like, no, everybody does. Everybody does. And that seemed like a common theme throughout this episode. And I'll be sure to like to spotlight it as we're going through, to where it's just like, we don't use those, to where you had a lot of moments where it's just like, we don't do that, or this is how we would do it if we were in that situation, to where that kind of judgment guided our team to make certain decisions through these missions and as they were in the field. But I said this during our Spider-Man episode. Y'all please be sure to check that out. There is a common thing in media right now, TV and movies. You're going to see some toes. Jason, I'm going to spotlight it every time it happens. And the fact that she said left foot, big toe, I said, because they wasn't going to go for the toes. And so they pretty much, that's where her tracker was. And I was just like, dang, I mean,
if you was gonna put it somewhere, what would you put your tracker, Jazz?
I'd probably put it in my feet as well. But then the fact that I'm so loud and share my toes a lot, I feel like that would make it a dead giveaway. So probably in my hands somewhere.
Yeah, if you were to be able to put it somewhere, I'd definitely probably do it.
Or my ear.
So, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it where if I lost it, I'd be okay, because I feel like they just cut an ear off. Like, it can't go in the ear. It'll go behind it or something. Like, it couldn't go in it though.
That's like the episode of Black Mirror where that device was for you to see your memories. I feel like that'll cause a big headache. Nah, the finger probably be the best spot.
It'd be just like Peter Parker. You're like, it's too close to the head.
Oh yeah, no, nothing like that. But and then we see like the events at the house. You got Caitlin and the crew on the scene. Neal's about to take the girls to school. and he see Joe's car and he's just like, whoa. I would say he handled the situation very well because I don't think that I
Man,
would have been able
imagine
to.
imagine if the roles were flipped, like if it was a woman that seen her husband car gone. Not
Yeah,
when I know somebody be like, well, why the women got it? Well, you seen how Neal did. Shit, he went out there amped up, and she told him to shut the fuck up. And I'm like, man, bitch, my bitch, my wife just left this motherfucker. We finna had take the kids to school. They can see I see the car. They gonna be able. Well, clearly they wasn't gonna see the car. Them mother, they
nothing.
didn't give about a damn about anything.
Yeah, they
Uh,
head was down.
but yeah, like you said, all things considered, because me, I probably would have lost it in that moment. But at the same time, considering what her job is, like she told him, I'm pretty sure you guys have ran over worst case scenarios. And he was like, "Is this that?" It's most definitely
I was gonna
that.
ask, like, do you think they've had like a large communication to talk about like if my job spills over into our personal life? Because
I mean,
he,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I
Go
was
ahead.
I was gonna say like because Neal doesn't really know who's on her team, which makes sense because you have to keep
Yes.
those identities a secret. So he should know exactly who's on your team. But I'm curious because I mean we've seen Joe over these past 3 seasons where it's like she doesn't want her family life touching her personal life and it's just keeping all that stuff separate. But then once it starts to spill over, like how do you handle that?
Um, man. So it, I think it's one of them. So it's one of them situations where imagine like the worst thing that you can go through, like just you're imagining it. So it's one thing to think about this situation. It's another thing to actually go through the worst thing that you feel you ever gone through. So how you react in the moment of what may happen is one thing. How are you going to react when it's actually happening is another thing. Some people are calm because I've just think this. Let me use death. I've been at. I've seen people pass and I've seen people hold it together. Perfect example. We just using TV's movies. Mia passed away. Best Man Holiday. Lance was good the entire time. They lowered their casket. Brother, he broke down. He lost it. I've seen people be able to hold it the entire time. Once the people have gone, and now they, that's when they get that moment where they can do it. Like they want to be as composed as they could for everybody that was around seeing them, so it wasn't a big spectacle, per se. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, with that's a tough one. You only can prepare somebody so much because at this point, I don't know where you are. It's like imagine like you in the world of today, so many of these different kids and people are being kidnapped. So it's like that's a piece you never really get until they come back home, or unfortunately somebody, they get found, whatever that fate may be for them. But yeah, I only can imagine not knowing the unknown of that.
Yeah. Because like looking at this, I was just like, he was definitely able to hold it together. Like he just
Man,
like, yo, where's my wife? And then Catherine's like, shut that shit up. Your neighbors is looking, and we got a lot of her in this episode
mm-hmm.
to where it's just like she was pretty much in charge of holding Joe together. And then in this moment, holding Neal together, where it's like,
The
well, make sure
family,
you can't see the car.
yeah.
Just
Because
don't say nothing.
but then I also got to think he had that big ass house. He was able to calm himself down. He would run through that motherfucker. I said,
Right.
God damn.
If it was a
I was
small little
looking.
house, it would have been like door in, out. It's just like, okay, 2 seconds.
I said, God damn, that house big as hell. Look how much room he got. Look how much space you got to go from here to over there to what it was. And I was like, damn, that's nice, but this ain't what we talking about right now. It's mama,
it's,
mama missing.
it's
Got to
right,
make sure she's
right.
good.
This big ass house. Like it's beautiful too. Damn, okay, but okay, yeah, your wife is missing. Her
I know,
infinity is in the street,
I know,
messed
I
up.
know, I know. Cruz is like, oh, no, that one that scene. I'm over here thinking of the scene when she was in the tub, like, gotta give this up for this big ass shit. Look at my apartment. Look at this.
It does. We go okay. we gonna get the cruise, man. Because I'm sitting here like, yeah. But I mean, of course, Joe is on a very higher level than Cruz, but Cruz
But she's
might need a
also
pay
married. But she's
raise.
also she's also married to a doctor. I mean,
I
it's
be
double.
forgetting what Neal's his job is because he just that supportive husband that's just like, you got to keep him calm because he's kind of the one carrying the load for the family while Joe is gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
But he's working. He just not for the he's not trying to keep us protected.
right.
The main difference
He's
there.
just trying to save lives in a different way.
He is. Yeah, he is.
But we see our crew pretty much go to that that house that they had Joe in, and so seeing them roll up in there, and it's just the tracker's still on the floor, and of course you see blood and everything, and it's just like, oh shit. So I guess with Joe being snatched up, with them, if they were get to the point to where they're able to bring her back, do you think the team and the organization will be able to trust her with the same amount? Or do you think with her getting snatched up that their trust might waver for a bit for somebody being in that type of situation?
That is a great question. Uh, I I mean man, I don't know. That's a good question. Depending on how long they have her as well, because what all do they need from her?
Yeah.
What all do they want from her? Or is it just we just want to scare y'all? Like it's just to show y'all what we can do. Like y'all think it's a game, you know. I don't know. What about for you?
So when Caitlin was on the phone with Byron, she was just like, we pretty
Mm,
much need to get her back because she said everybody cracks, especially depending on what they're going through. And Joe knows a lot. So it's just kind of where we see her, like at this point where she gets snatched up, she is at a desk job. And so, I mean, they've obviously been having their eye on Joe a lot longer than 6 months because we're going
man.
back 6 months in the past. So, I mean, and you scooping her up in the middle of the day during her breakfast hours. Like she on her way to the office at 8 o'clock, 7:30. And so it's just like, ugh. But I feel like that's definitely I would say that trust that you may have had, you got to build it back up to where it was. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
not, of course, not have her in field situations. If you have her back at the desk, once you get her back, scale back her workload and just to see, like monitor her, even though it's just, oh, you shouldn't have to do that for somebody that's, given so much to the organization. But it's just like, that's true. But they were also in a hostage situation. So I'd be very interested to see how it plays out.
Yeah, that's gonna be man. Because you want to, but I mean, ultimately, when they come back, I think they have to sit anyway. Like you need to go through the evaluations and different protocols or what it may be. But also, I'm assuming these trackers can't be detected through different things, so you don't know what they may put in her, whether it could be I don't know, any kind of threats or anything that may be inside of her that could I don't know, maybe something in her head that can But I'm assuming this show is a lot grounded than most TV we watch. So they may put some in the brain and 3 years later, what hit it. And she
I'll
just
be
have a
like,
seizure or something like
Taylor, what are you doing?
so there's no telling. But yeah, she's definitely bear watching. So it'll be interesting in seeing how this show moves forward. That's if she returns. But with her coming back with this group.
Do you think it's smart to put two trackers in somebody?
Mm,
So then it's just like,
possibly,
because,
possibly just in case in
yeah.
case of a situation like this where it's gone. But given the circumstance, the crew made it to went to that place. I would be a good idea, but based on what we've seen, it ain't two in her. Uh,
Oh, no, no, no. It's definitely not like both of her big toes, only one definitely had a tracker. But then it's just like, I guess this is just an idea. If you were to have the specific type of technology to where you put in two different trackers, one of them is already activated. The other one is only activated once it no longer detects the other one, to where then it just becomes turned like switches on. So now you know that tracker is active and then you can find them. because I mean, I don't think spies are putting multiple trackers in their people. And I mean, I don't know, I'm not a spy, but maybe that's an idea. They'd be like, oh, that could be cool, because then everyone's just looking for that one tracker, not that second one. But then hell, in like a couple of years, it might just be a bunch of people walking around with multiple trackers in their body. And then they'd be like, we losing a lot more agents, probably because the tracker is causing them cancer because they got too many in their bodies. I mean, who knows? Who knows? But then again, after listening to Cruz and her boo having a discussion, their type of position is going to be obsolete in about 30 years anyway. But we go back to 6 months earlier, and we're seeing with Cruz and Josephina. I don't. Okay, let me ask you this: was there this much nudity in the earlier seasons?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For sure. Like Cruz and the other lady from like season one. They had them in a few scenes where they didn't have any clothes on previously, and I feel like season two, Josephina got stripped down, by her family, like not by her family, but by the cartel. I think, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm for sure, no, she was naked as well. But yeah, we got quite a few nude scenes in this episode. So I guess I'm more curious if that was actually Zoe in that first scene, because it seemed like it seemed like it could be, but then it's like it didn't really show her until her mask came off. Then when the mask came off, then it's like, you don't see no more body at that point. That's why I'm like, huh. She probably, the first episode one, she was in the shower. But I mean, I guess it's the raw, the gritty, the real in this. So you just kind of see, that part of it.
Oh, I'm just like, all right, Taylor, we gonna see any dicks? Probably not. But I didn't remember the earlier seasons having any kind of nudity. But now you just okay. That I do remember that to where.
I don't recall no dicks. I
No,
do
I
see them,
definitely didn't
but I
see no
do.
dicks.
We ain't see no coochies though, so I doubt this is the
Those
show you gonna see that you
no,
gonna
but
see you
see,
gonna see some boobs, some booties. You seen some booties, some men booties. We seen booties. We just ain't seen no, no
that's not
real.
equivalent though. Like that
And
doesn't
this
seem equivalent.
dick ain't equivalent to
It
titties.
is. It is.
In
Yes.
what world? That's what a coochie
Yeah.
for. What's the
No,
equivalent to
no,
the
no, no,
coochie
no, no,
then?
no. I mean,
Yes, that's
women got.
exactly
Well, the thing is,
that
if you
is
look at the
because we
number
got
of
chests
women
just like
too,
women.
but
We
see,
got we
y'all go
got
to the beach with that. Like
It
that's
don't
just
matter. It don't
all
matter.
right.
They do the same thing. Same thing.
You
Same
can
thing.
you can walk
We
into a
suck on y'all
store.
suck on
So
ours.
you
The
can walk
same
into a
thing.
store shirtless. A woman can't do that because then that's
No,
nudity.
no, actually you cannot walk into a short shirtless.
Who
It is
can't?
against it's against policy. Typically, no shirt, no shoes, no service.
It
That's
depends on where you
typically
at.
on the front door. You right. You might be right.
Florida, yeah, it's there.
They do. I mean, but they do crack in the store. It's a little different down there
Who
in
does
Florida.
bath salts? Bath salts.
I hope not. They eating people faces off
That's why I don't
behind the
talk to
bath salt.
strangers. That's why I don't talk to strangers.
Basically Gotham down there.
Yeah, but rather Gotham than where Invincible lives.
100%. 100%.
But what did you think about the conversation that Cruz and Josephina was having outside of the foot fetish, rubbing on the feet and everything? I told you, Jason, in all these projects, man, like I'm just saying. But
If
because
they're look, so we understand. They in the tub, they rubbing on bodies, they looking at the body, they doing all the things to take some self-care stuff. So I get that. But um when it comes to the conversation they were having, this is just more so. I mean, this more so how the actual trip went when they went to the Ukraine, right? Like that's you referring to, like how it went when they
yeah,
went over there. I mean, I think it was. I mean, it's nice to see them just being able to just sit back and have a conversation without all the fuss and cussing and everything that they typically would have to go through. I thought that was cute. I thought that was cool. But also just seeing them take the relationship to another level is also cute as well. Just seeing Cruz be able um, to do that, especially coming from season one. That was interesting.
yeah,
For sure.
and oh,
I
Sorry.
want to say, yeah, now she seemed very, very upset that she could only think about sex but not have any.
I think anybody in that situation probably would have had the same kind of reaction. I'd have been like, they don't need me for real. Just go ahead and
I,
ignore that.
I would have been
But
like, I would have, man, look, Cruz better drop it off one of them soldiers overseas, or just give it to her unbathed.
if she would
Like,
have took a
hey,
shower, they would have been able to get it in. They want to go do a
man,
bath.
I get it. I get you want to relax. You want to let that thing soak a little bit. Like, hey, it's been a week just in the same pants
It's so
overseas.
gross. But she was saying how their type of position would be obsolete because you have so much like different sides are using drones and technology. And I guess in my mind, I'm thinking that's a good thing because you have less casualties. When you have like drones and things like that, instead of soldiers going to war, you don't have that much of a body count. So, but then I guess, of course, each side is going to try to make their defenses more advanced to where it could possibly be more dangerous and all of that. And they want to up the other side. But I don't know. In my mind, I wouldn't want as many human casualties going to war and risking their lives. If we can just put a robot out there, isn't that more effective? I guess.
So, sort of like what you kind of started this conversation off with is you see, we do what y'all do what we do, we follow whatever. So eventually it would just be a drone war that be going on out there. So at some point, somebody's going to then infiltrate a place or a space, and then it's going to be more than just it's going to be regular casualties, not even soldiers being shot, whatever, uh in those scenarios. They just send a drone strike in one spot, like, oh shit, we shot out 8 drones at the air, not just shit, send them in the neighborhood, just start blowing up houses,
I
blowing up
mean,
homes, the people.
that's. I mean, I feel like that's kind of where we at right now a little bit
I,
because I,
somewhat, but I don't want them motherfuckers up. I don't want to walk outside, y'all seeing you like, oh, they shoot.
but I mean, I guess it's just you. Let me try to make sure I word this correctly. If you don't have much advanced technology, then it will stay stationed into that specific area to where it won't go into cross lines of going to the citizens, going into that population to where uh, I mean
Somebody ain't gonna believe the conversation that Byron had with Maxie is probably the best because it doesn't it does somebody's gonna cross the line. It's not gonna
right.
be and it's not
That's
gonna be, it ain't
that's
gonna be no more of that. Like, it ain't, we can play that game and do those different, but somebody gonna be like, fuck it, let's turn it up.
right
and
every
then and
time.
then what happens then? Then we just back to square one.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess if your enemy is working on more advanced ways to take you out, for you to keep up, you have to do the same thing. And so now you have more advanced, you have drones, you got robots and all stuff going into these battlefields, but you have less soldiers. Wouldn't you want less soldiers on the ground? I guess that's initially my question.
Yep, I'm in all honesty, we want no soldiers on the ground. But if
Yeah.
you're just saying based on in that, yes, you would want less. But I think ultimately the goal is none. Well, hell, hopefully you would think that these MFs would be able to sit and have a conversation, but clearly Byron went to the man and put his dick on the table and it's like, yeah, what you gonna do? Clearly, you see what they doing. Well, you didn't see it then, but now you see it now.
Byron wasn't playing no games. He literally
Yeah,
got
no,
up
he,
from
he
his
should he should
table.
he should have been playing games. He should have been playing. He played the wrong. This is Game of Thrones all over. People playing with the pawns, they moving pieces around the table, not knowing how other people play the game. Now you see how this game is. It's been clearly it's been a long game. They said this is 6 months in the making.
So you think Byron was out of pocket for how he approached the Russian
Yes,
guy?
for
Okay.
sure. because it wasn't because you don't think Byron did that as a play, like a as in look at what we this is what we've done to you. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do. And if you do something else, we're gonna do XYZ. That's what he said. And now in this, we gotta think, even if we just keep it where Byron, the conversation that Byron is having with Maxie, they went over to Ukraine. It's been a week. They've come back and somebody has already knocked on Joe's door. How long have they known where Joe was? Because based on the information we've seen, they been knew
Yeah.
where Joe is. But also they know what more than he said, we know who we know who did it, who took it, and who helped. So he basically, and that to me that was like a checkmate. Like, all right, you're playing the wrong game and you're not really realizing, but we know who did it and who gave it up. And we gonna when it comes to answer the door, please be there, or we gonna kick it in.
But I guess you doing that on our soil, and then you over
Correct.
here out eating on our soil. That's like
Correct.
somebody over here coming into your house, making a plate at your table after they over here tried to kill one of your top people.
Yeah.
So it's
I
just
mean,
like you can't really let that slide for real to where it's just like, all right, you
but
know,
but also you gotta remember this is them trying to kill their top. That's a play after, because we got to start go back to that conversation with the lady that
the
Kyle
double
said at the end of
agent.
the episode. Yeah, her. It all starts with her. So they didn't. They could have easily said, "We good on this. We're gonna let that slide. Let it go because we don't need that. Whatever." And I don't. And for me, Joe, Caitlin, Byron, they've known way too much for them to, I feel like, to jump on that. I would have been like, we good, because who just gives it up in that and it not really be something? Because yeah, she said it's blowback. It'll be blowback for us. Shit, just blowback for us. It seems.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would have probably left that job alone. I don't think it was. I don't think it was worth what they thought it was worth.
Right. I mean, I guess it was one of those deals to where it's like, it seemed too good to pass up without
Probably.
them actually taking the time to let it marinate. And normally, when you go head first into anything, you're not crossing your T's, dotting your I's, and then mistakes happen, and then people get killed. And it's just like, wait, what's going on? So, but I will say, like, this conversation they were having at dinner, I thought it was very interesting that they were discussing Venezuela because, of course, you had all that Venezuela drama, I think, a year ago, 2 years ago, with our current administration doing a sketchy ass shit. And then also you had Byron say when he was talking to the Russian, he was like, "You already gave us our weed vaping basketball player back." And I said, "Ooh, mm,
Yeah, fuck her
Taylor,
too.
Taylor,
Fuck her
God,
too.
yeah,
Fuck her too.
yeah."
You
Like
just
I'm
say she got divorced. She over here trying to got two baby mamas
sis
and
was in your
divorcing them.
corner trying to get you up out of that Russian prison, and they traded a very important person to get you. But you know what? We mixing our facts with the stuff from the from the series, but yeah, like just like listening to the dialogue and conversations, it's like, okay, it's like very relevant to events happening now, you know. So I don't know, like Byron in this scene, I was like, oh shit, okay.
I mean, you
But
kind of you. I mean, so with this, it's like you respect the move, but they kind of already. So for me, it's like we've already shown you what we can do. Now let's show you how we got to what we did, and then it shows Byron doing it. So it's like, yeah, he was doing all that big dick talking, but now shit, like look like Maxie got the biggest dick at the table at this right currently. From what we see. I mean, I would like I said with a show like this, you expect Joe to return, but I don't know. I
she's
do not
returning.
know.
Yeah, but look.
They
If
can they can they
anybody
can
is
they can
return,
pass
there.
they can pass the torch to Cruz.
No, Joe ain't going nowhere, man. Nah. We'll see. I don't see Joe getting up out of here. I might shed a tear, like, girl, what's going on?
Hey man, we need some stakes. Got it. He's good at killing his leads.
But you know what's, like what with this type of series, even though I am a very proud, I support having high stakes because that keeps you as a viewer at the edge of your seat. But this, fix your face. But this show, I'm at the edge of my seat, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't need any of our crew to die.
They gonna die. Some people gonna die.
Like I, I'm like, I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh my goodness, because I seen somebody tweet. They was just like, every episode of Lioness feels like a movie.
I seen that. I seen that. Yeah.
But I was
I
just
mean, he
like,
did. Like I said, he did make Sicario. So you know how stressful that movie was, up to the bitter end.
Emily Blunt survived.
Yeah, she
Joe is
did.
our Emily Blunt in this. She is. But now we go back into the past, of course. We were talking about Byron. Now we are seeing the aftermath of Joe at the house after catching two bodies.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
She wrote up, Caitlin wrote up on Kyle to pretty much get the details of everything that happened. And so, and we were kind of discussing last week of like, okay, if y'all knew who she was, how do you think you're just about to roll up on her thinking she's not caring? And, just how everything played out. And I will say in this scene, once her crew got on the scene, the FBI agent that was standing outside the house, well,
Mm-hmm.
her crew was just like, did you sweep the back? He said, why am I doing that? The purpose at the front of the house. Remember his face. I think he is a leak. He is a Russian. He is not on the FBI side. I think he is a traitor. I say that because the camera was on him a lot longer than it would be for somebody who's not important. And once they passed him, he looked down as if he was looking at his phone. And I was just like, yeah, he might be an inside man, because why wouldn't you sweep the back? You know what I mean? This ain't just like no regular type of situation. And I feel like I feel like Joe's crew probably would have been more suspicious of him if he did not have the FBI jacket on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm just sitting here, I'm just like, on my rewatch, even on my first watch, I said, but why wouldn't you look at the back of the house? Just because somebody coming through the front doesn't mean that there's nothing going on in the back.
This is
Like,
true.
what?
This is true.
So I was just like, oh, he's suspicious. Lock him up. Go ask him some questions.
Oh man. Yeah, so but I also enjoyed them. So when the crew, like you say, when the crew actually swept the bag, um, they seen somebody. What's your guy name?
Oh,
LaMonica.
yeah.
I don't think this name in the show, but LaMonica, he peeked. I see, I see, I see somebody. I see something. I did that. I was just like, I never, but I'm so, I don't know. I feel like I'm super vigilant to a certain extent. Like if I was to get caught, like, okay, cool. I pat Nick on the back, like, oh, you got me, nigga. You got me. Like, I go out, but like, I was like, damn, they on top of the roof. He looking, but I'm like, if y'all up there staking out the house, how do y'all not see the people at the house? Like, as y'all are supposed to be staking it out, trash ass people staking it. On the second part, they do catch, but I love the crew, so I get what you're saying, but they gonna die. So just seeing them three, I'm like, damn, how they gonna take care of this if it's more than how many people it's gonna be? And this is what you said as far as them using us. Like if it was us, we would definitely have a driver somewhere out here. They took out the guy on the roof. They took out the guy on the ground. He dressed up like him. Let the driver pull up. And
That he
I
made
said,
that shit so easy.
that was a dope ass would you not have, like, I feel like he should have known something. That's the only thing I did. I ain't like that. Like, I don't know, but then again, it's like They probably just watching people. They just probably watchers. Clearly, they didn't have nothing on them. They just beat them up. Like they didn't have nothing on them. So regardless of who they are, they just out there like that.
You talking about the driver or the dude that was walking around acting like he was looking for his dog?
The dude looking at walking around like acting like he looking for his dog.
That was smart because I feel like he was doing that to alert the dude on the roof to be like, okay, you might need to get down because they done spotted you.
Man, Jazz, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I think that was dumb. Because if I'm out now, it's smart if you see the people. But the nigga on the roof, you gotta have some. I know it's wrong to think, and I know I watch enough TV. People be like, we gotta make sure that we get all our people. Some niggas gotta be expendable. The guy on the roof, he's stuck. That's the end of him. There's no more of him. Me and the driver, we gotta get away. As soon as I say, dude, I'm out of there. I'm out. Go, go, go.
But I guess that also shows like they were just hired guns. Cause there's no
It
way
was one higher gun. The other nigga was just up there looking out.
that spotters. It's just like that's
Yeah,
all you're supposed to do. And when you a
yeah.
spotter, you just like, especially in that kind of neighborhood, you're not even really suspecting anything like that. Now, I feel like if they knew the rap sheet of Joe's team, he probably wouldn't have been pretending like he's looking for a dog.
But then at the same time, Jazz, I think about maybe I feel you, I feel you. But now last season kind of it opened my mind. Because remember last season it was just like that. Remember, but then the dad had people in the other places around, and then they bought a house, or they was like staking out in the house, just like right across the street or right over, just to make sure if something was to ever happen, they can jump in and spring in to help her. So I don't know, man. I'm like, this got my eyes open though. Man, I'm
It definitely makes you need to keep your head on a swivel.
for sure, for
But
sure.
like spotters, they just like probably like, look, you need to watch this house. That's all you're getting paid for. Because the spotter might have been looking in the street. Because the spotter might have had the same mentality as the FBI agent that was standing by the house. Like, why are you coming to the back? There's nothing back here. The spotter might have just been at the front of the house viewing that. Now, if he
Mm-hmm.
was like more skilled in it, you're looking at the entire perimeter
Yeah,
because you're trying to see who's coming here. Because I need to make a note because like Joe even suspected was just their goal was to come kill me, kill my family, wait around and see who would come so then they could see the next people to take out. And
yeah.
the spotter is probably looking at the front of the house, not even paying attention to the back. So that's why I feel like that FBI agent is suspicious because he's probably just like, ain't nothing going on back here. Ain't no point of looking back here. Just, I guess, to just close off that perimeter to anybody to come look to where the spotter ain't going to be looking at anyway. So it's just like, just keep your eyes on the front. Now, this is all me speculating. I don't know. But I got my third eye open. And I think that FBI agent, I think he is suspicious. I think he's a part of
At
it.
this point, I think everybody's suspicious.
Yes.
At this point though. Well, I mean, which they should be. Which they should be. So I don't know. I mean, I think Joe's team is about the only people we really can trust at this point. I mean, I guess you could say Byron, the way he was dick slinging, but also
Yeah.
Caitlyn. But you never know what happened in between then and now, in this story too. What it was like. But I would have to say I can trust him though.
And Kyle.
Just give
Trust Kyle too.
he he beat that woman up.
He ain't touch her. Kyle did not touch her. That was
No,
Cruz.
was that Cruz? Yeah, Cruz.
Cruz did that.
He jumped in the front seat.
Kyle said, I ain't touching no women. I ain't beating on a Cruz got her. I'm going to the front.
Man,
But
I would have in the back seat.
she fucked up. Like, listen, I'm as soon as you throw me in there, I'm just gonna be like, what's going on, guys? Cruz kicked her in the face. You saw the nose busted. I said,
looking like Orman up there, wasn't it?
Shit. If she would have threw up, then I'd have been like, oh, y'all must be related. You must be from old town.
That's your ancestor.
But but like when we see Joe at the top of the steps, of course, processing everything because they brought it to her house. She was just like, they brought it to my house. Like she is just replaying everything. And Caitlin's just like, okay, yeah. So pull yourself together. We got to go. And she's just like, I need to say bye to my family. No, your team is coming. You need to go with me. We have to debrief. Do you think Caitlyn in this moment was kind of like, was she being too like hard on Joe in that moment, or was it more so a, you got to get your shit together because we need to hurry up and figure out what's happening right now. So your emotions have to be put to the side, and we need you to focus.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. So because of how she handled Neal, I think that's just a part of the game. Because I feel like she was a bit more brass with him than she was with her. But I feel like with her, it's something that she's accustomed to. So I think it's okay with her. I think the way she handled her is perfectly fine, as opposed to how she handled Neal. But I think Neal needed that in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And in this moment, Joe is probably thinking with her family mindset as opposed to her CIA military mindset in this moment. Like, what's going on. Let's go. Ain't no more of this. No more conversation. Because remember, oh shit, previous episode when she was telling her people, we talked about that too. Not here. Hey, shut the fuck up. Not here.
That's
Same
true.
exact situation. We gotta debrief. We gotta go. Regardless of what happened, your family's secure. They with some people that you trust. They got you. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like you did it for your team last episode. Now Caitlyn is doing that for you this episode. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's definitely true. Especially when they was in the car when she was just replaying everything back, and Caitlyn was just like, "All right, so we're gonna be in the office in 20 minutes. That's how long you got to feel sorry for yourself and blaming yourself, but get that shit together once we get there." And then when Morgan Freeman come in there,
Got the Jordan, man.
man,
That's crazy, man. Shout out to Morgan Freeman, man. I love seeing our black legends. And this always make me think of my granddad too, though. R.I.P. Mr. Rivers. But him and Morgan Freeman, I don't know, I guess how they ran it together, but he used to tailor his clothes back
hmm,
in like the 70s and the 80s, back in the day. So, but yeah, Morgan Freeman, as you were saying.
that's dope. He was like, "Joe, your family good? Yeah, you good? Shit, I don't even know what good is no more." But when he was talking to her, he said he was just like, it might be time for you to get a desk position, to where it's kind of like foreshadowing because that's where she ends up 6 months from now. And
Hmm.
so I was just like, okay, I definitely see them putting them pieces down. And he was just like, we'll talk about your future later, but let's talk about your present.
Hmm.
How did they find out who you were? And so just seeing them debriefing, having the conversation of different scenarios as to how they could have spotted her. And when I think it was Joe mentioned, she was just like, the double agent is pretty much where it all started. We could have went all the way out there, got somebody that was a actor who we thought was our actual mark, and our actual mark might be somewhere completely different. And we got the wrong person. Byron was like, yeah, we thinking about that too. To where I'm just like, that'd be crazy that you went through all of that and you didn't even get the right person. But Joe was able to identify him as well. But I mean,
As you said, we said that she had to. It's him with the shit. We
right.
better hope. You better hope it's the right mark.
But I mean, I guess you can get
My
somebody that kind of
God.
looked very closely like him, you know.
But I'm also with you now, Jay. You talking about two trackers? Shit, they may have put two trackers on his ass.
that'll be that'll be crazy. But then the entire time they were saying how if they knew Joe was a part of the team that scooped him up, they would have went to her more aggressively. That's what they kept saying. They was just like, if they knew, they wouldn't have sent two people knocking at her door at night. It would have been a lot more
Mm,
aggressive. So
man, it's tough. It's a tough one, man. We got some real fish real grease cooking right now.
And the shit's popping. I
Yeah,
got
it
hitting
is.
my arm the other like from this episode. I said, golly.
we
I
finna see
gotta
who go. We gonna see who gonna fry.
right. I have to get this from Lioness because I no longer get it from House of the Dragons, like the politics and all the sneakiness and trying to figure stuff out, like I used to get from Thrones. But yeah, like it's just the pacing that this is going. And I will say, because when we dropped the clip last week, when I was just like, I had my phone in my hand, I was just like, let me put that shit down. My phone was not in my hand this episode, y'all. Nah, we good. We locked in the
You
rest
was
of the
locked
season.
in. Shit, you gotta lock
I
in.
look, I
It's
did not miss
time.
the 6 months. 6 months.
6 months later,
Yeah. No, this
earlier, 6 months
earlier.
earlier, six
I
months
didn't miss
earlier. Yeah,
that this time around. I said,
they
I'm here.
they let it drag a little bit this
They
time. So
did.
they let it drag into the actual episode. So it is a nice little catch. You ain't have to just wait for it. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, yeah.
I was just like,
But she embraced Neal too. I enjoy seeing that where she just she finally had that moment of breaking down. Like I know that's like the scariest, the biggest. Like I think I said it on here before. I told you my mom got kidnapped.
you said
She
what?
my mom got kidnapped.
No, I don't think you've ever said that on here before.
uh yeah, she got um we're beyond the laws at this point, but pops out, in the streets. She comes home, my toys in the driveway. Uh Rule was don't go home when the street lights come up. Go to your mama's house, go to a friend's house, go wherever you want to go. Just don't come home. My mama hard head. She's in her 20s. Of course, guess what she do? She go home. She jumps out the car, move my toy. People jump out the car and they take her. Now, I never got the story and how they got her back. I need to follow up on that.
I
But clearly she's alive. But yeah, yeah, so you gotta kind of be mindful of but I get maybe that's why I'm so vigilant and just so mindful of things. Like, yeah, yeah, interesting. Interesting. She
yeah.
survived. She got all her toes, all her feet,
Oh, whew. I
all her
mean, she didn't
fingers
have a
and stuff.
tracker.
I
So
mean, I don't think Franklin put trackers on people.
Saint.
Yeah. I don't think they
Oh,
were putting trackers on people in the 90s. So nah, there was no
okay.
trackers on people back in the day. They weren't military. I ain't got no military family. So
Well,
those,
I'm glad that she was able to walk away safely from that experience because that sounds terrifying.
I am too. But hard head make a soft ass. So thank God I was here. So whatever happened after that story, the rest of the family wouldn't have been. I would just been a single kid. Um,
A single kid, foster like
not
foster
what happened.
kid.
Not my she was gone. Not my
Oh,
daddy.
so motherless child. That's
But
what it
no
would have.
siblings is what I mean.
Oh, okay. Oh, oh, so an only child is what you mean.
Well,
Okay.
about her. Well, let me say about her because I had me and my brother. We the same age,
Okay.
literally. He'll be 36 in a couple of weeks.
Well, whew, scary stories, but
Scary stories to tell at night.
keep the nightlight on. But I will say this scene where Joe finally speaks to Neal, she just broke down. I was like, there goes Zoe, proving that, the skills.
Yeah, she's an actress, man. She is an actress, man.
Somebody commented on our TikTok was like, is Zoe invited to the cookout? I'm like, man, like, bruh.
I
I be
understand
saying
that. I understand that question. I get that question, but I'm letting her cook. I'm letting her eat. I'm letting her eat. At the end of the day,
I
she's
don't
Afro Latina.
I
Like
don't know the rules when it comes to who gets an invite, who doesn't. Now I
and
understand like certain stuff. It's just like, yeah, y'all don't need to be there. But then other stuff, I just be like, because there's so many parameters. I feel like I'm gonna be there, so I'm gonna eat. I
think
yeah.
it's I think it's because she goes hard for her Latin heritage. She does go hard for her Latin heritage. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think people should. And sometimes it kind of feels as if they're not going as hard for the other side. Um, and I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Like I said, because I really don't know. I don't know. Because it often, and it's oftentimes it's when they're half black or half white and they mix with it, whatever else they mix with in that, they ride for the other. They don't ride with the black or the white in there. They ride for that other side often.
The extra spiciness.
Yeah, the
I
spicy
mean,
in that.
let me stay my black ass out of.
Yeah, I got two black parents. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in my lane where I'm at. I let them do their stuff over there.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Exactly.
if somebody's talking about her talents, if her talents is gonna get her in the cookout, then I'm gonna be like, this is talented.
Yeah, nah, she coming. Bring that
So,
ass here.
whoa,
Bring
I ain't
that
gonna say it
ass here.
like that. I'm not. I ain't gonna say it like that. You gonna say. This nigga gonna be like, so I saw you in season 3, episode 2. I'm like, all right, get him out of here.
See now, tech. Hey guys, I didn't even bring it up. I let Jazz do it because I ain't want to be that guy.
Y'all
but
was thinking it.
no, but no, but no. I was like, it's the body double. And
It's the body
I was,
double.
I was enjoying it, boy. Nah, fuck that Josephina though.
I don't think
I
that was
know
a body double.
that was her. She was all there. I said, damn, at the door. And she had like a little bow wrapped around. Man,
I'm not
come
gonna lie,
on,
she
dang.
cooked in that scene. She was just like,
Look
we
at
could just go to
Jazz.
dessert.
Look
I
at
know I
Jazz
was over
like,
here like, oh, that's a good line right there. It's like happy birthday. It's somebody's birthday.
is that me? That's why the nigga can't
Listen,
forget me.
if somebody gonna cook, I'm gonna give them props of how they cooking. I'm gonna be like, let me write this recipe down because yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you. That's something I do. I've been enjoying going when I be watching it, just stuff that I can apply to my life. I get it. I get it.
It'd be little stuff like that from this show.
It'd be man. It'd be
Outside of that, it'd be like, I'm not dealing with no special ops. No. No. But was there any other scenes or anything you want to discuss from this episode?
no, man. I think we went through it all. I think the conversation for me, the best part of the episode was Byron and Maxie at their table. Just that tennis match, chess match that you seen them playing at the table, but then you just see it all the way around. So I'm just curious where we end up in the end of this season. What happens to the people? Like I said, as far as where all the pieces lie once this goes down, and if we have some turncoats, some off whites around this bitch, we shall see.
Yeah. I do have one final question. Since Jo has spent her entire career being the person that hunts people down, now we're seeing her being the one that's hunted. Do you think the show is setting up for Jo to realize what it feels like to be on the other side of the operation?
100%. That's why I'm curious how. So with a show like this, I'm curious how long we have it going, because we've seen this on plenty of different. This has happened in a lot of different TV shows. One that sticks out the most was Law and Order SVU. Um, a little bit different because in that show, Olivia isn't hunting people; she's taking out uh criminals, people that's actually done things to people. But there was an episode where she was taken, kidnapped, and abused and things like that. So it was her on the other side of it. So being able to see where she came out on the other side, and I'm pretty sure there's other shows where you see where they have to come to the other side. So that PTSD, that trauma, how that plays out, I doubt it plays out this season. It may be next season. That's why I feel like somebody else will have to take over that team, because if she's not over there, it can't be her no more. As you just said, you're gonna have to put on a desk to watch her. But then she may, like I said, go to the desk before the season over with anyway. And there's another person that's leading that team. I mean maybe Bobby.
Yeah, I was
Maybe I
thinking
think
about
Bob.
Bobby.
I think Bobby may be a great leader, and I think Cruz is a good gun on their team. But I'm pretty sure the way they have their team set up, um it's set up to run smoothly
Yeah.
either way. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they take this, but also how so how many seasons of this show do you think there there could be potential to be?
So I remember I saw a clip where you had the actress that plays Bobby and Cruz talking, and they were just like, "We absolutely need to at least get 4 seasons."
100%. That's why I for me it
So
ends in 4 because after this and she goes to her PTSD thing, what happens after that? Like
yeah,
it's you know.
I would say at least four, no more than five, no more than five. So if you end up losing some team members this season, then you introduce new ones next season, and then they can pretty much get to marinate for 2 seasons. But I would say at least 5 seasons. Five might be me being greedy, absolutely four, but yeah, you can give me five. Give me a little bit of five, and then maybe if you don't want to have Joe being that leader in season five because she's going through so much shit in season four, bring her back a little bit in season five to where you just be like, all right, so they got the crew together just a little bit, you
I
know.
got it. I
So,
got it here.
oh, you already got
Hey,
season five in your head.
Caitlin was the mole. She goes. She has to go. She has to die. And
You
Joe
can't.
takes her seat.
What is it? Because everything just feels good at the movies.
I mean, so technically she has a show. So that's why she can't be lead of another one. Like there's a rule for that. Just like Morris Chestnut in Reasonable Doubt. That's why he couldn't be a
Oh
lead no
yeah,
more
because he
because
had
he got a show, and you can't be a lead of two shows, not shows that
I
are
get it.
whatever. Even if they don't run at the same time, but I guess scheduling and all that good stuff. So um yeah. So I mean,
Mm.
I can see them doing. I can see that move. I can see that play. You know, Scarpetta did get a season 2. They said them over there at Prime, so we shall see what happens. And I think they just pull somebody big over there too. But I mean, they got Jamie Lee Curtis on that show. I mean, come on.
I feel like I just seen um what's my girl name? Michelle Pfeiffer is also on a series. Is she on one of Taylor's other shows?
Yeah, she's on the Madison.
Goodness,
Yeah,
he said I'm getting those the elite, the older elite
he got
whites on
he
the
look okay.
shows.
Yellowstone was what's the Bodyguard? Is it him?
Kevin Costner. No, you got Billy Bob Thornton, and
No.
then you
That's
had
Landman. That's
oh,
Landman.
which also had Ali Larter, Landman.
Ali Lauder in there. Yep.
Okay,
And of
Yellowstone is
course,
Kevin Costner.
it is Kevin Costner.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so it is.
I'll look
Okay,
it
so it
up, but
is
I think
Kevin.
it
It
is.
is. I think it is Kevin Costner. In there, but also I think like Sam Elliott is also on Landman. That's his dad. That's
Mm-hmm.
um. You got this with, like you said, you got Morgan Freeman, um, Zoe Saldana, and I can't
Nicole
never
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. I can never think of her name for some reason. I want to call her 100 different things. But then he got, Yellowstone got like 3 or 4 different spinoffs going on as well. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. And like I said, with him being able to get the talent he gets and the things like that, this show won't have a problem at the Emmys. So she'll be up there. You have
Yeah.
her against Rue. What you doing? Won't be there. Ah.
Wait. Oh, they won't because when they
It
drop.
won't. It because yeah.
Oh, that makes things easier. I'm like Zoe, Zendaya, not
Okay.
going against each other.
That's safe.
No.
Safe.
Whew.
Safe.
I love when moments like that happen.
But season what's it? No, season 3, episode 2. Did you have any other thoughts or feelings on this episode?
No, I think we were able to definitely get through this. For anybody that's watching, please let us know your thoughts of how this season is going so far from the first 2 episodes. Drop them in the comments. Join in on the conversation because we definitely love the engagement. And if you have any theories, please let us know what those are. I mean, it's still too early for me to have any solid theories, but I'm here for it. The double agent, they got her snatched up. She knows something because she's putting herself in those places and those spaces. Shout out to Cruz kicking her in the face because it's because of her that Joe was got in this situation. So, but Yeah, I didn't have anything else for this episode. Y'all, please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, follow on our YouTube, also on our Spotify. Go ahead and follow and check out our other episodes. This is the Was It Good Though podcast about movies and TV shows. I am one of your hosts. I am Jazz.
And I am Jason.
Until next time, cheers.
Deuces.
With some cabbage.
Cabbage? Oh, shit. Wait. Did you see her in this episode?
Wait, who?
Yes, his mama,
yes. She was the one that came in. She was just like, I've had 3 champagnes. I didn't even realize that was his mama until you just said something. Ooh,
yes,
sneaky slut.
I said, look at her. She looked completely different, but to me, she's an attractive woman. Either way, like she just looked. But then it's like I think she's actually American. She does a great Russian accent or whatever the fuck that accent they was doing.
Did you think she was attractive prior to the Vampire Lestat? Like, were you looking at her?
I never know. It just that was the only time that's the only time I can recall.
She's shown up in this show before.
Oh, shit. Well,
yeah, this ain't the first.
But sometimes people don't stick out till they stick out. Now she's still, sometimes like
Targaryen hair is what got her your attention.
Who was that? Like Steve Urkel. Steve Urkel popped in. You were like, man, who is that? Stefan popped in. You were like, hold up, who is that?
That's like LaMonica when he got his beard. I'm like, who is that? But then the beard going, I'm like, Bird Box.
I instantly said, man, Jazz, I don't. But I say that as a nigga with a beard too, so I get it. Sometimes you gotta enhance your face. I can't help this. This come out all my body. This gonna stay though.
There was so many videos where it just be like when women cut their hair and they don't tell their man be like, why didn't you consult with me? I was just like, she ain't got to tell you nothing. But then it's just like, well, if he decided to cut his beard, you better consult with me. To where I'm like, okay, I see it now. Because don't just be like, you about to pop up without a beard. Like, sir, call me in 3 weeks once that bitch is back on your face.
The cabbage was a great call because that definitely triggered my mind. Like, there was something. Maybe, I don't know, like, oh shit. The mama. Okay. I ain't know she was in the show already, but it was dope to see her after coming off that. So it's always great when when people show up on other things and they make you remember their face. Like, you made me, like you're making me in that moment. But yeah, man, shout out to her, dog.
That's why I love Link of Thrones. Because when you see the stuff that they in, you just like, damn, okay.
I didn't even know there was them. Or even like I was watching some Nickelodeon show with my daughter. She just had it on. And fucking Lawrence was on there. He was just an extra though. He wasn't even. I was like, look at this guy.
Ass.
Just like random as hell. But yeah,
it's crazy. But all right, so we going for real this time, y'all.
We out.
Check out episode 3.